Alright, so we are starting our new part 6 of Case 2, which will likely be the final part of Case 2. And I'm thinking we're very close to seeing our favorite Joker having a meltdown.
I cannot wait for the meltdown.
Or our second favorite behind Heath Ledger. How about that?
Heath Ledger? Oh, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, okay. I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing in this case. You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Nine-Tails or not?
And he's back blonde.
Yep. He got back to blonde when he came back at the end, but yeah, he was definitely Joker style before. The Amazing Nine-Tails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Nine-Tails Vale, just as the superstitions say. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the Amazing Nine-Tails, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. Ha 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 ha. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the Amazing Nine-Tails anyway. I mean, that's how Nine-Tails Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the Amazing Nine-Tails, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret behind Tenma Taro. We are so close, I know it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the Amazing Nine-Tails. I know you used this mask to create this illusion of a locked-room murder. Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you? Mr. LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight. Ah ha ha ha! Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman QB. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, but what's that? The Alderman's dead? Ah ha ha ha! Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend. Apollo, you mind if I wring his neck? Wait in line, because I'm going first. Temper. Anyway. The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions. Tisk, such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart. Excuse me? I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will help the blossom with you bloom. You liked that, didn't you? Enough jabbering about blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers. Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted attorney here is utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I don't see what you press there, but I'm kind of curious. You'd be arrested, wouldn't you? Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this. The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you and that vexing visage of yours, then... Yes, I know. Go on with the testimony. Anyway, suffice to say, Should the mayor admit to the defense's nonsense, I will make good on my threat, and I will expose the truth behind Tenmataro. Whoops.
Should be telling us the truth any damn way, right?
Yeah. And just how did you learn of the so-called truth behind Tenmataro? Alderman QB told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tenmataro. Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much, he shared the secrets with me. Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenmataro. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others what Tenmataro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Ah ha ha ha. Bingo! And that truth is, Tenmataro is a great, greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is all about. Tenmataro is a great fortune. Come to think of it. Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Amazing treasure in there. Could Tenmataro actually be a Forbidden Chamber treasure? Well, telling the villagers that Tenmataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Ah ha ha ha. Well, well, well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenmataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Tenmataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenmataro exists. So in other words, tragedy wouldn't occur at all if there were no Tenmataro. Yes, I suppose so, but that's wishful... This is LaBelle? Yes, you don't say. As long as Tenmataro exists, huh? How's the mayor supposed to admit to a secret identity now? Well, we have to find a way to make him say it, or our entire case unravels. There must be a hole in LaBelle's testimony somewhere. So I'm guessing it's the last statement. So let's see what we got.
What was
I'm trying to think about that one.
what did it say in the siren? Oh, it was gonna be a ghost town?
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
Let's hold that in our thought there. This might have been at the crime scene. Well, if Tenmataro's treasure, and he took it, then it doesn't exist. Although I'm still not understanding how it'd be treasure. Okay, let me go with my hunch that it's this, and if it's not, we're gonna go with this, okay?
Objection! You're right.
Yay! Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tenmataro no longer existed, ah ha ha ha! What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenmataro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tenmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that the Tenmataro has been stolen? Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that hideous, moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less. No! My beautiful golden Tenmataro was... The greed inspired by Tenmataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetails Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmataro, for he said to me the golden ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenmataro's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro is the yellowest object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetails Vale. It's the yellowest object. So wait a minute. The scroll.
They showed them bringing them out, not that scroll. And then
Oh yeah, and he came out of the gold.
It looked like a big gold nugget almost.
Yeah, we don't have that here, do we?
I think we saw it inside.
We did, yeah, it just didn't come into our, In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetails Vale land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus, it was that the yokai Tenmataro came to be. So Tenmataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenmataro made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say, the love of money is the root of all evil. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetails Vale, a thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmatan would never seek to take over Ninetails Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you? No, don't do it. Please, no. Be gone, you demented demon. Ahem, now where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetails, is indeed me. Ah ha 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 ha, ah ha 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 ha, ah ha 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 ha. And that means Jinxie. Yes. The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber, was he wearing the amazing Ninetails mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Cuby that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than Lavelle's scheme. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw, 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 caw. The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Cuby, but Florent Labelle did. How dare you? Peasant! Gurk! Ooh! No!
Silence!
Justice Dono, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as if it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. But... They're right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. Ah ha ha ha. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Do we actually have anything conclusive?
Yes, because we have the hair that was on the window that they threw the mask out of.
That's true. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. You do? Of course! It's just the conclusive evidence we need too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice. Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Nine-Tails. But as we now know, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Nine-Tails is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why, when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Nine-Tails collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts as we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? Well, you set the mask.
I did.
Oh, I know, the Amazing Nine-Tails mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does the mask hold?
The white hair.
And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? Well, we would have thought it was Rex QB. But I guess we're saying it was LaBelle?
Or do you think it's the lotion that was inside?
Well, it's a little too late for that.
Alright, LaBelle.
Although, let me see, the white hair is LaBelle's. Oh, right, that hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. Why do I feel like we may have come to the wrong conclusion? Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. That mask? How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex QB. Yes, but the Amazing Nine-Tails, as we now know, is Mayor Tenma, so... That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another. No, Prosecutor Blackquill, it's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found. It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all of the remaining riddles. The fact that he can color his hair? Maybe? Because he can... Just be sure, though. I think it's this. Washes out with water.
Okay.
Arr! That's... what is that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the river, village river, with white hair inside it. Aha! What's this? Are you saying that Preeting Peacock's hair color is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. Ah! The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it. Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cuby. You peasant. How dare you? You profane my beauty. I'm going to exterminate you like I did. No, my makeup. Oh dear. Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired. You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me? $100 million? Hehehe, hee hee hee. Ah ha 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 ha. I'm finished! Washed up! Stick a fork in me! I'm done! Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha 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 ha. This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated? Order, order, order in the court. Ah, that was satisfying.
It was, but I don't know, I still expected a different kind of meltdown.
Yeah, I expected something, but the thing is, when he kept spraying, I'm like, I guess it'll have to do with the spray? But when I saw what happened after, I'm like, okay, I did, because now he's not all,
Pretty?
well, not just all pretty, but all flamboyant. Now his head's just moving almost like it's a corpse head just being retouched, you know? This is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Ha ha ha! Wait, that was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent LaBelle? The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenma Taro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetales Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the Amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see, but what I still can't comprehend is why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. LaBelle hid his past well, much like he did his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such ferocity. Too bad for him, someone else had gotten to it first anyway. I see, very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, I like how they have confetti ready. Court is adjourned. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Heh, just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenma Taro from Ninetales Vale just like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that too, but I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetales' true identity himself. Huh, but why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetales. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the rest of his popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetales was just killed, he'd die a hero, but if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right, then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot. Most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval. Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again? Let this be of no concern to you. How could it not concern me? Tenma Taro, be gone. Yeah. Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you. Papa, you're finally back. Yes, it would seem Tenma Taro is no match for you. Ha ha ha. I'm not scared of that city yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? She should be like, you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though. Aww, how come? Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue. Hehe, I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside. Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. See if they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting for me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes. The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa. Jinxie, here, I think you'll be needing this. The mask? So he can return to the ring. Yeah, I believe so.
Take that!
Thank you. Now if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting. Well, this explains why he's so big, too.
Ninetales forever!
I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer/killer is behind bars and the merger's no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously still ahead, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this. Calories? Ha! Just let him try to stick on me. Alright, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldune's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for? The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Yay, thanks, boss. I won't let you down. Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldune's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. That was our first... Oh, crap. The Dark Age of the Law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. Save that progress. Would you like to start the next case?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna stop this stream, start a new one. Alright?
Hello, Iris.
Oh, actually, you know what we gotta do? We gotta play the DLC case.
What's that?
It's called downloadable content. Basically, they released the game, and then later, they released a special episode, which you could pay, I don't know, $5 or $10 to download, and you had extra. But I heard it's really good, so I'd like to see that one. That's what we'll do next, and then we'll do number 3.
Is it fast or something?
No, it's the same kind of case, but I heard it's good. Is all. And chronologically, it's right after the case we just did.
Okay.